Hello, hello, hello. In my playing a vintage story, because I love this game and I am horrible with time management, I have discovered some things involving shoots. Some of the most popular and top recommended videos on shoots are a bit outdated and or modded in some capacity, or at least dealing with mods. So I figured I would give something of a understanding of what I have discovered and what has apparently changed since those videos has come out. Yeah, let's get into it. Starting off, here is a pair of either mumbo jumbo messy storage systems or single item storage systems made by Papa Cheddar. This uses a lot of straight shoots, elbow shoots, and T shoots to basically take input from a hopper or chest and lead it into a something of a chain, albeit a disconnected chain, excuse me. But basically they were playing around with this design, and then through a manner of discovery, they found that they can split it into two chains of this design, which I thought was really cool and kind of inspired me to start looking into this stuff further. Um, yeah, and then past that, these are a pair of multiple item storage systems designed by Sir Key Survives, which are also 3 years old. And what they do is they have an input chest, which leads into multiple singular chests or trunks. And basically, what these would be is full of one specific type of item, all usually with like one in the slots. And what it would do is you would dump the contents of your inventory into this chest, knowing what's in all of these. And based on uh, what is in the chests, uh, according to the order of gravity, which the chutes seem to follow mechanically, it would go into this chest, or at least stay in the chute, see if the item that is in the chute is in this chest, and then it would move on through the system, leading down and down and down until it reaches this, which is a wasn't in the system chest, essentially. And the same goes for this, following that checking system to see if the item is in any of these, and then if it isn't, it just ends up in here, which is both really, really fascinating to me and kind of sad because in my not really lucid, half awake attempts to expand the storage system in a way that would increase its capacity, I could not find any manner of making an item filter that worked. In truth, I am not that clever. I will admit that, but um, from what I can tell, at least, basically the way the chutes work, it does. There is no filter to it. It will basically just see if there is an empty spot in the chest and then deposit based upon that. And if the empty slot is something that the chest has inside of it, but is an item in the chute, then it will go into that slot, of course. But yeah. So moving past that, essentially the only two ways I can think of having items stored is either this very, very neat, refined system of uh, singular trunks or crates or chests of items that are well neat and sorted, or single item like high capacity storage, or like a miscellaneous, just garbled, everything is in every chest kind of thing, essentially, which is heck on my brain to try and figure out how to find anything in that, but that is an option if you so choose. Past that, these are my discoveries and things that might have been updated in more recent times, as well as some things that I've made myself as storage systems. So, in the more recent updates of Vintage Story, I believe I have discovered that there is the ability to input on both sides of a trunk now. So that is super cool. Um, with that though, I have found that specifically you can only put chutes on one side usually easier. Else, like if you were to break this block, it would remain. But if you were to break this block, it breaks the chute. Something I have also found is if you walk on chutes that are on the unsupported side of the trunk, they will just shatter. They will snap off, and you will have to pick them back up again and replace them, and then wrench them a bunch of times. Which is annoying, yes, but I feel like it's fair if you're going to be a mad scientist like me with this kind of stuff. Excuse me, I apologize. I had lunch recently. um, but yeah, so with that, I have found if you're going to use the other side of the trunk uh, in larger scale storage or contraptions or such, make sure to build the contraption or storage system top down because that avoids you having to step on said chutes and them breaking and all of that. Also, I have found that drifters and shivers and bowtorn can also step on the chutes and break them. So that is going to be something you want to make sure you take into account if you are working underground and low light environments and such as that. So have chutes covered, have light, ample amounts of light to prevent spawning of mobs. Probably keep them out of range of just like everyday wildlife. Um, what I have found myself doing is building like a shell around it and then building the mechanism inside, whether that is above ground or below ground, and then like having ample light to prevent mob spawning. But past that, this is the storage system that I have made and refined in the like setup of this videos prep, which is the 3 stack system. And I named it that because I am A, weird, and 2, you can stack 3 chests. Thumbs up emoji. Uh, yeah, so basically what this does is it uses elbow chutes and trunks in a repeating lattice that you can basically continue indefinitely. And to cap it off, it uses a 3-way chute leading into 2 of the trunks and an elbow chute leading into one of them, 2 elbow chutes leading into a T chute, and then just the input. And basically, what that does is it will split evenly between these 2 elbow chutes and then evenly between these 2 chests and then this chest, or trunk rather. And that goes really smoothly. Um, yeah, so I was really excited to figure this thing out, and I have actually found that if you build these in both a cellar and greenhouse, the um, stored food pair speed, tongue twister, actually like keeps that value in the chutes even. So basically, that 145 times speed would apply to the chutes as well as the trunks or chests or storage vessels. I'm not sure how you would wire storage vessels into this outside of just being the output slot, but I have managed to design a grain silo that uses essentially 3 stack and then leading into a storage vessel for like keeping grain longer. And it actually works. I've had some grain that I grew like 4 years ago, still keeping in a singular grain silo, and it has been okay, which I'm ecstatic about. Past that, in Cheddar's video, they mentioned elbow shoot or cross shoots rather, and how they're a bit perplexing to incorporate into systems. And what I have found is, yes, they are perplexing. Um, Essentially, what I have discovered is they can have 3 outputs when laid vertically like this, and 1 input like this, and only 1 output like this, and 1 input like this. So basically, something with the programming of how the chute works makes it so that once this crate is full, or this chute direction is full, these two don't really do anything. Uh, I'm not entirely sure on that, like the depth of that, or if like certain chute like combinations will make that change. But basically, there's charcoal in here. It's not going into either of these crates on either side. So I don't know what's the deal with that. But yeah. Past that, this is the previous input that I had for 3 stack, which is kind of broken right now because I tried to have a secondary input using this 3-way chute. It did not work. That is okay. But yeah, so basically with my weird little super compact storage system is I was trying to figure out ways to have an input that would be like one input to 3 different chests, and this is one of the older designs. And then over here is a more like refined design that I have found works, which is the, well, you know, cross shoot and elbow shoots, basically this, but more complex. And then past that, in Cheddar's video, they mentioned uh, somewhat challenging other creators in Vintage Story to come up with essentially more complex versions of this and show them off, which I am happy to do here using my 3 stack and their really nifty like split with a T. I have essentially made something uh, that is a mixture of both. Basically, it is 4 different little, I guess I'm going to call them districts of 4 stack, and they are all connected and fed by this singular input chest. I don't know why on earth you would need this many of one thing, but I am certain to tell you that if you are going to make an above ground stone quarry and build an entire kingdom, you will get a lot of rocks. And this is indescribably handy if you have an obscene amount of rocks. I believe I have over 15,000 singular stones of granite in a system of 3 stack, uh, and it all just works. There is an output chest that gets fed from the 3 stack. The input crate up at the top works a-okay. It feeds all into all of the trunks that are in the system. Uh, so I am super happy to report this actually works and functions proper. I could give you a demonstration right now, actually. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. So I'm not entirely sure how that prioritization of chutes works, but basically what I have found is it is going to try to fill up this first because it is the closest, and then once all of these chutes are filled to the brim, basically it will move on to these because it is all simply a gravity-fed system. And then once gravity stops working here, it'll use this T chute to feed into this gravity-fed system. So it's really neat how you can like kind of basically have a slope of just different like elevations of like singular item storage like this, and basically just have like something of a mountainside's worth of anything or everything really. You could totally just like fill this to the brim with like everything in the game, and it would store it properly. But you'd have to find it, so that's on you. Uh, but yeah, past that, some neat things that I have discovered with chutes is that with straight chutes like this and trapdoors, um, this counts as a block. It will not allow anything through because it is something that is meant to be solid, like a door. You can't just simply walk through a door, right? So with straight chutes, they interpret this as, oh, the passageway is blocked, so I can't drop the charcoal in. So if I were to break this, it would let the charcoal flow free, but if I were to block it again, it would basically have the logic of the chute be, oh, it's closed like this all the time. Uh, and in my weird endeavors to make a system of grain silos that basically feed into each other from the top and then lead into a lower point, which is just like a giant grain silo, I have discovered that you can use, excuse me, a singular gap in space as like a free fall that will bypass that. So, yeah. And then, as you saw, for some reason, if the chute is still sideways like this, it will still take input from the chest above it, or something like that for some reason. I'm not sure why it works like that, but that's a kind of neat little mechanic. Also, if you put a block here, it will stop the flow of that, which is neat. So basically, what this is my way of making something of a pseudo valve for chute systems. So basically, just have a wrench on hand. When you want it open, you just twist the chute into being straight up and down. And then when you want to close it, you just twist it so it's sideways in one of the directions. Have this way blocked up. You could also use a trapdoor to block it like this. If you want it to be more slim of a design, you could also use chiseled blocks. I am not entirely certain if a chiseled block will prevent it from even touching the hopper, but that is something for you to experiment with if you'd like to. But yeah, so in discovering that, I have discovered that you can in fact make a something of a extended grain silo. So what you can do is in a cellar, you can have a set of 3 stack that lead into something of a valve, and then from that valve you can lead it into a cellar that is directly below it, and then like have that lead into a hopper because uh, trapdoors count as doors, right? And the only thing like keeping a cellar from being basically a room with no entrance is a door of some sort. So this technically counts as a seal between this cellar and the cellar above it. I don't know if that works the same for greenhouses, but I do know for a fact that it works for cellars, which is really cool. If you want to do like something of a tiered silo that you have like stopping points at for like fullness levels. But yeah, so that is a majority of the discoveries that I have made with chutes. This has mainly just been me rambling about a video game that I love. It may not make sense. I do apologize if it does not. But yeah. So neat things. Thank you for watching. I'm not good at goodbye, so